I have to admit, looking at the anatomical diagrams for today's deep dive, um, it's smaller than I expected.
It is tiny.
We're talking about something the size of a grain of rice, maybe, buried right in the geometric center of the brain.
It is. But the pineal gland, well, it punches way above its weight class.
It really does.
Yeah.
Because on one hand, you have the science, which says this is a biological clock, little pine cone shaped organ that, pumps out melatonin so we can sleep.
Simple enough.
But then I look at the rest of these notes from our library, and it's the third eye, the seat of the soul, a gateway to higher dimensions.
And that is the tension, right? That's what we're exploring today. How can one little organ be a simple hormone factory
Yeah.
and also the thing ancient cultures believed connected us to the divine?
Well, the bridge between those two ideas seems to be this concept of calcification. I saw that term everywhere in the research.
Right.
Basically, the idea that the gland is turning to stone.
It's not just an idea, it's a medical reality. Radiologists see it on scans all the time. They call it corpora arenacea, or literally brain sand.
Brain sand, that sounds not ideal.
No, it's essentially hydroxyapatite crystals, calcium accumulating inside the gland. The big question is why? The standard medical answer is just, aging. You get older, things calcify.
But our library suggests there's more to it than just getting old, and this is where we get into the whole fluoride debate. But wait, back up. Why does fluoride pick on this one tiny spot in the brain?
That's the key question. See, the pineal gland is unique because it sits outside the blood-brain barrier.
Okay, for those of us who skip biology class, that's the filter, right?
Think of the blood-brain barrier as the bouncer at a VIP club. It stops toxins in your blood from getting into your sensitive brain tissue.
But the pineal gland is outside the club.
It's outside the club, and it gets incredibly high blood flow, second only to the kidneys, but without that protection.
So it's just soaking in whatever's in our bloodstream.
Exactly. And the theory found in our notes is that fluoride from tap water, toothpaste accumulates there really avidly because of that high exposure. It binds to the calcium, and it turns into those hard crystals.
It effectively creates a shell around the gland.
That's the idea.
Now, to keep a level head here, our researchers did find conflicting views. Some argue the calcium has to be there first for the fluoride to stick to.
It is a bit of a chicken and egg scenario, but regardless of the mechanism, the result is the same, a calcified, sluggish gland. And some researchers link this to inflammation, processed sugars, and even the same markers we see in heart disease.
Which brings us to the fix. The internet is full of decalcification protocols. I'm seeing lists of foods, raw cacao, cilantro, seaweed. Is there actual science here, or is this just like a salad recipe?
Well, there is a logic to it. Cilantro is often cited for heavy metal chelation helping strip toxins from the body. Iodine, found in seaweed, is thought to help displace fluoride, but there's no surgery to go in and scrape the pineal gland.
So it's not a magic pill.
Not at all. It's entirely lifestyle-based.
It's more about cleaning up your own environment. Sleeping in total darkness was a big one in the notes, right?
Huge. Light pollution kills melatonin production.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the practice of sun gazing, safely catching the very first or last rays of the sun. The theory is that this specific light spectrum kickstarts the gland's activity.
Now, speaking of light and vision, we have to talk about the Pinocchio connection. I thought this was just a weird coincidence, but the etymology is wild.
It's a fascinating linguistic breadcrumb. Pinocchio literally breaks down to pine, as in pineal and occhio.
The Italian word for eye, the pineal eye,
Yes. So the story of the wooden puppet who wants to be a real boy.
is an allegory for a dormant human consciousness. When Pinocchio lies, his nose grows. He stays wooden. He stays calcified, if you will.
To become a real boy, he
Yeah.
has to prove himself truthful.
That recontextualizes the whole third eye thing. It's not just about seeing ghosts. It's about moral clarity, seeing the truth.
Precisely. Yeah. And that leads to the Jungian psychology in our library. Carl Jung viewed the third eye as the door to the unconscious. Opening it means facing your shadow, the parts of yourself you try to hide.
Which actually brings up a counterpoint I found really interesting. Some researchers suggest that maybe the calcification is there for a reason, like a safety feature.
The spiritual protection theory.
Yeah.
The idea is that if you blew that door open before you were mentally stable or mature enough, the influx of information of truth would be overwhelming, psychologically shattering.
So the crust over the eye is actually a shield. We have to earn the right to see by doing the work first.
Exactly. Trying to force it open with just supplements without doing the psychological work might be dangerous.
That makes all the practical advice feel a lot more grounded. I mean, even if you don't believe in the mystical side, cutting sugar and sleeping better is just good for you.
You win either way. A healthy brain is a healthy brain.
So Here is the thought to leave you with. We spend a lot of time wondering if our pineal gland is calcified, if it's blocking us from seeing the truth. But maybe we should be asking, is it the crystal in your brain that's the problem, or is it the calcification of your beliefs that's really keeping you blind?
That is the real question.